Y aquí estamos con el señor Quint Davis. Él precisamente es el productor y el director del Festival de Jazz de New Orleans. También nos acompaña Donna Santiago. Ella es miembro de la Junta Directiva de la Fundación. Thank you so much for having us, Quint.
Thank you for being here.
I know you have to be like super busy now in these last days.
Well, you know, we have such a great team and such a great organization that we have hundreds of people doing everything. So this is what I'm busy with now. My job is to help get the word out about the festival and the things that we're doing.
Very good. Does that include also overseeing all the labor that's going on right now? Or?
Well, I'm not directly overseeing the labor, but the only job description that I ever got was anything that screws up and goes wrong is my fault. So it does get up to me from time to time.
But that's not likely to happen. I know that because I've been here for all the Jazz Fest since I've been here in this city, so that's not going to happen.
Well, we like to say we're like a duck in the rapids. Up top, we're sitting absolutely still, and underneath, we're paddling like heck.
Absolutely right. Le pregunto a Quint, que debe estar muy ocupado ahora en estos últimos días antes de la preparación del Jazz Fest. Él me dice que bueno, que lo importante para él es que pues dar la voz de lo que va a pasar en el Jazz Fest también. Le pregunto si él está encargado de ver todas las labores que se están haciendo para comenzar el Jazz Fest, pero él me dice que no, que realmente él tiene un equipo de profesionales que se ocupan de hacer eso, que si algo va mal, entonces sí es la culpa de él, pero yo sé que aquí nada va a ir mal, va a ser un Jazz Fest digno de recordar como siempre. So, in comparison to other Jazz Fests, you think this is going to be bigger and better?
If we have weather like we have today, yes, this will be one of the biggest Jazz Fest ever. The way the talent has fallen together, you know, from Paulina Rubio and Cinco de Mayo to Neo to Bruce Springsteen. I mean, we just have the best of the best of the best all in 1 year. And so if we get the weather, I think this will be one of the biggest ever.
If the weather's like today, we're going to have a great Jazz Fest.
You know, if the weather's like today, we'll have to teach people how to sit on other people's shoulders and do 2 layers of people.
Este va a ser el mejor Jazz Fest de la historia del Jazz Fest si el tiempo y el clima está como hoy. Tenemos un increíble, bueno, ya le hemos estado anunciando todos los artistas de grandísima envergadura que van a estar en esta edición del Jazz Fest. Let's talk about the beginnings a little bit. How did your interest for promoting artists in the Jazz Fest start?
Well, my interest started because the creator of the Newport Jazz Festival came to New Orleans and was looking to start a festival here, been asked to start a festival here, and he was looking for someone to help. He had the idea of this kind of festival that would have Latin music and African music and blues and jazz and everything. And so he was looking for someone to help find that music that was around here. I met him, and that's really where I learned. I worked at the Newport Jazz Festival. I went on tour in Europe with Duke Ellington and Miles Davis and B.B. King, and I just started working for him and started learning the trade.
Así fueron los comienzos de Quint Davis. Él empezó precisamente con el fundador del Festival de Newport, que estaba aquí buscando precisamente hacer un festival que reuniera toda la música de diferentes partes del mundo. Él empezó así y así fue acumulando la gran experiencia que hoy en día tiene. What has been your most memorable moment here at the Jazz Fest?
Whoa. You know, there's good ones and good ones in different ways. I mean, because one of the most memorable moments was the day that we opened the gate after Katrina. You know, when the whole festival was hanging in the balance and the city was hanging in the balance, and could we get it together and would the people come back? You know, that's not a music high like the first time we had Juan Luis Guerra, which is one of the greatest performances we ever had. But in a certain way, I'll never forget the reopening of the festival after Katrina.
That's absolutely right. I read that right a month after Katrina, you went to New York and you did this big festival from the Big Apple to the Big Easy. And in April 2006, Bruce Springsteen is at Jazz Fest, and now he's here again. That's incredible, right?
Yeah, that's very, very special. When he came after Katrina, you know, it was a very unique time for New Orleans and for him, and he really knew what it was about and tailored his show for that moment, which is very hard to do. And I talked to him this year at the Grammys. He said that was one of the top 5 experiences of his life in music. Now, this is, you know, over 30 years, 1 million gigs. So when he comes back this year, that was a group called the Seeger Session Band. This year it's the E Street Band. But I think it's going to be special, again, not just because of the feeling we all have, but he is going to put in special songs and special things in the program only for New Orleans.
I had the honor to interview Juan Luis Guerra just a week after he was here at Jazz Fest, and he told me that he was amazed about the turnout that he saw over here, how people were dancing the salsa and the merengue and the bachata that he was actually performing.
I mean, he should expect that. He's Juan Luis Guerra, gets that everywhere. But, you know, we've always had Latin music as an important part of the festival. And, you know, we're 40 years old, and when we started, it was Tito Puente and Celia Cruz. And then as things got more modern, and we had Juanes and Carlos Vives and Alejandro Sanz and Juan Luis, and now, because Cinco de Mayo, we have Paulina Rubio. So as the whole festival has grown, you know, to have Bruce Springsteen, now we've grown the Latin music along with that to those big, you know, Paulina Rubio is a world artist, so is Juan Luis.
Estamos hablando un poco de, bueno, primero los momentos más memorables de Quint, que dice él que precisamente fue el primer Jazz Fest después de Katrina, cuando se abrieron las puertas y, bueno, esperar a que hubiesen tanta gente y artistas como precisamente Bruce Springsteen, que va a estar aquí en este Jazz Fest, estaba aquí para ese justo después de Katrina. Ese ha sido precisamente uno de los momentos más memorables. Estamos hablando un poco de todos los artistas latinos que han pasado por todas las ediciones del Jazz Fest. So from Celia Cruz, Gran Combo Puerto Rico, younger artists. Now we have Paulina Rubio, we have Rodrigo and Gabriela. So younger artists, are we targeting to a broader audience, maybe the Latino audience? You want to answer that, Donna?
Well, the Latino audience here in New Orleans has become a more diverse Latino audience. I think before Katrina, maybe 10 years ago, we had more of a Cuban Caribbean audience, and now we have more Central and South American audience. And we have to expand our offerings to invite that audience to participate in this festival, because we want everyone to participate in the festival.
Right. We have also, right after Katrina, more Hispanics, more Latinos here in the city, you know? And we have, like you said, we have a diversity of cultures, not only, you know, because we Latinos are from different parts of Latin America and the Caribbean. So we have Cubans and we have Mexicans and we have Puerto Ricans, and they're all represented by different genres and different artists, right?
And Hondurans.
Exactly. And Hondurans. Let's not forget to mention
Hondurans.
that. So the question is exactly that, because I see that you're very diverse. You have from La Banda El Recodo, it's a Mexican music band, to Juan Luis Guerra merengue, to Gilberto Santa Rosa. How do you make it happen all the time? Every Jazz Fest is just a hit.
Well, you know, every year we're supposed to put on the absolutely greatest, best festival you could ever have.
Every year.
And then every year, the next year is supposed to be better.
So that's the approach. Every year is like a new thing, and this has got to be the greatest, and it's just putting the energy in to accomplish that, right?
Well, yeah, and like I say, you have to keep topping yourself. But there's so much great talent, and really Donna is our Latin music consultant, you know, from the foundation. Donna's in the music business, not just on the foundation. So we get a lot of good input in terms of, you know, who's going to appeal to the local population, who's big throughout the country, and what the different styles are. And I think you make a great point, from Rodrigo and Gabriela to Paulina Rubio. You can see that we're now starting to really cover a wide range of things that attract a wide range of people.
Then you throw in Pedrito Martinez and his group, and that's a whole different genre from the other two. So the festival's really offering a wide array of Latin music.
Me están diciendo ellos que hay una gran diversidad de bandas latinas. Precisamente Dana Santiago es la que se encarga de un poco asesorar también el talento que viene. Y lo que más nos impresiona a nosotros es que la calidad tan grande que tienen esos artistas que vienen y la diversidad, cómo representan a las diferentes partes de nuestros países, ¿no? La diversidad tan grande que tenemos nosotros los latinos. In the future, you think we're going to have more Latino acts while our population is growing?
Sure. Donna brought up a great point that not only do we have the main stage headliners, but all around the festival, you know, in the jazz tent where we have Pancho Sanchez and then Pedrito Martinez, who's maybe the greatest Cuban percussionist in the world. Not only do we want to grow the big names, but bring Latin music into all parts of the festival.
Right.
Y pues no olvidarse del talento que tenemos aquí.
Exactamente, precisamente. So I was just going to stress the point that it's not only the big names, it's also the Latino local bands. There's a huge lineup every year, and me as part of Sachezón and our producer Johnny Marcial as part of Rumba Buena, and I speak from Freddy Omar con su banda, Otra, well, all the bands that are playing here at Jazz Fest Vivas, that they are so grateful that every year they get to represent also the Latino culture in New Orleans. It's not only Latino cultures in different countries, but also the Latino culture that we have here and the music that we are performing here in our city.
Yeah, which is the whole, soul and basis of the festival, and really the thing that set this festival apart from all the other festivals, because 5 out of every 6 acts that play this festival are based here in New Orleans. We have a big name guest every day on every stage, but all the rest of the music, New Orleans is just the musical capital of America, no question.
So, lo más importante para el festival en cuestión es precisamente promocionar el artista local. Y nosotros como latinos estamos promocionados porque tocamos aquí. Las grandes bandas latinas de la ciudad están representadas aquí cada año. Well, I think that all we need to do is invite all the Latino audience and all the audiences watching us to come to Jazz Fest and support the great Latino bands and all the music in general, right?
Absolutely. Cinco de Mayo, you got to be here. And we've only just talked about the music. Now, we never got to the food. If we took the music away, we have the greatest food festival in the world.
That's absolutely right. Cinco de Mayo, we're going to party, Donna, right?
We are going to party, maybe a few shots, I don't know.
A few shots. Tequila, margarita, just to, if it's too hot, that's going to help us. If it's too cold, that's going to help us. If it's raining, that's going to help us. We're in New Orleans. We can't help it, right?
Get your sunglasses, un sombrero, una ropa liviana, traiga a la familia y venga a disfrutar.
Así que una invitación de Dana y de Quen para que usted traiga toda su familia, traigan a todos tus amigos para que pasen el mejor día aquí en Jazz Fest. I just want to congratulate both of you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Quen. And thank you for having the opportunity to interview you and learn a little more about the backstage of Jazz Fest.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. We're honored to to reach your audience and to be here with you off the stage. We'd love to have you on the stage, and we just say to everybody out there, venga aquí.
Muchas gracias, ya lo saben, así que tienen que venir a Jazz Fest. No se me vayan, que regresamos enseguidita.